Good evening, everyone. I've received some important information. I spoke to a family member and it's changed everything, really. I think I said on previous videos, the videos are there as a record, I believed myself to have been in the sort of psychiatric ward, or a part of the hospital anyway, in a department, and I thought I'd been there for 4 days, and I've been complaining that I was barely fed for 4 days because of them not really knowing what gluten-free is. So here I was saying I've been in hospital for 4 days. My family member, who is of sound mind, he explained to me that my shop incident was on a Tuesday, and I got taken to hospital that day, sort of early to mid-evening. And the day I ran away from the hospital was Thursday. So he said I was there for a day and a half, which, maybe it was a little bit more, maybe it was a little bit less. But a day and a half, not 4 days. I ran away, went in Tuesday, ran away Thursday, and today is Friday. So I was not there for 4 days, and I think I said in the previous video that a guy in there was saying everything I say is a lie, everything I say is BS. He used the full word, and no wonder, because if he hears me say to a nurse I've barely been fed for 4 days, and in the hospital, barely fed in the hospital for 4 days, and I was only there for a day and a half, no wonder if he thinks I'm talking BS. It was my truth though. That was my felt experience, and a lot of it is I didn't, there was that apparently one night in hospital, and I didn't sleep that entire night, and when I did sleep it was for very short periods of time. So I was already on lithium at home. They put me on Librium with a B. They put something else in me, which is like a vitamin drip, to replace lost nutrients. So no wonder this guy that I thought was being really, really hostile to me was hostile. So that's led me to quite a lot of understanding, because a day and a half, or we can quibble around the edges of that, it's excuse me, it's definitely not 4 days, is it? But I honestly felt that I'd been there for 4 days, and so no wonder the nurses were a bit peculiar around me. No wonder they gave me strange looks. On the other side of the coin, it was strange, because I'd been on a psychiatric ward before, and this was like a totally different kind of setup As far as I'm aware, in the place I've just come from, there was no common room. I now have the impression they kind of put me in the wrong department, but then again, that's me, criticising the NHS again, isn't it? Which I don't particularly want to be doing. But I wonder whether I was on a ward of 4 other men who were there for, well, I guess I was on a ward for detox, whereas I thought I was on a ward for mental illness. So it seems like a lot of the unwanted things that happen to me are because I believed myself to be in one sort of department, and I probably was in another sort of department and was understandably confused. But I mean, just because it was the wrong ward doesn't mean that I'm allowed to think that a day and a half is 4 days of being unfed. So in a day and a half I had that shepherd's pie and some yogurts and some water, and I thought that's all I had in 4 days. Alright, I don't want to get too repetitive, and I don't think this needs to be a similar length video to others that I've made. So yeah, I guess that explains an awful lot, really. So I'm just going to press stop for this one. I mean, I'm a bit bemused still about what happened, but yeah, 1.5 days is not 4 days, and I was treating people as if I'd been there for 4 days. Alright, that's that for that one.